The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey there, everyone. This is Ray Higdon, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to be sharing my screen here in a moment. Just want to welcome you to this presentation here on this beautiful day, June 26, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Excited to have you all on here. So just want to say some real quick hellos, and we'll get the party started. Hello, Miss Amy, Alex, another Amy, Ann, BJ, Benny Morris, my good friend, Bernadette, Bob, Bruce, Carmen, David, goodness gracious, how many Davids are on here? Duke, Ed, Eric, Aaron, awesome dude, Gary, Harvaretta, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, bunch of Jasons, bunch of Janets, bunch of Jeremys, awesome. So let's get the party started. And before I get this started, I just want to ask you these questions. What if you could really help a lot of people in this economy, help your family a lot, and actually have fun while doing it? Would you have interest in that? Would that at all pique your interest? Raise your hand if that's something that you'd have any at all interest in. All right, cool. So I see a few people. It's something that I got really interested in just almost 3 years ago. My goodness, went down this journey. And I'll tell you, one of the best ways, if you're hurting, one of the best things that you can do is go help a bunch of people. And so that's what I decided to do a few years ago, and I'm going to share with you exactly what I did. And so let's get this started. And by the way, I'm going to be doing some Q&A at the end and bringing on some special guests and having some fun. So what I'm going to talk about here tonight is a company that I found back in July 15th of 2009. It's something that I had no idea where it would actually go or what exactly, how it would impact me and my family. But it's allowed my family to actually amass well over $40,000 worth of assets, while at the same time winning 8 vacations and helping a lot of people do the exact same thing. And so I'm real excited to share this with you. And another question: what if you had the cure for some of the financial problems that face people today, and you could actually help educate people and help them right now in this economy? Would you do it? Would you jump at that chance? Would you at least be open to taking a look at it? And so I applaud you for your openness. I applaud you that even though the economy may or may not have affected you, that you're here with us tonight to try to solve some problems for some people. And we know the problems. The savings right now for most people is absolutely non-existent. You got personal debt at all-time highs. The purchasing power, and I'm going to give you some examples, is at an all-time decline. It's really amazing how we've lost the purchasing power in the dollar and in most currencies, and I want to talk about that. And there's just a lot of people that have concerns about the future. In fact, I just saw recently this little stat here: 53% of Americans don't believe they have enough money to retire. I don't think that's exclusive to America. I think there's I think a lot of people out there, they just don't believe they'll have enough money to retire. So that's why if you look around you, if you look at the grocery stores, if you look at the Walmarts of the world and all these different places, you're seeing older and older generations of people working, because now that we're living longer, we actually need more money to sustain. And so people need more money for retirement. And so what we're going to share with you tonight is a way that may help you and also help a whole lot of people. And here's what I was talking about as far as the dollar. You have the dollar, $100 in 1900, in the year 1900, is only worth $3.80 today. That's a 96% decline in purchasing power. And so, what smart people do, what the wealthy people know to do, is to trade something that is exchange, something that declines, for something that historically appreciates. That's how they build their net worth. Well, what if I could show you a way that the average person could do that? You don't actually have to be super duper wealthy or a millionaire to actually start exchanging a declining something for an appreciating something. And that's what we're going to talk about here tonight. And this is an example. If you look back at 1966, just curious, let me put the hands down. How many were with us in 1966? Just curious. You don't have to tell me your exact age. Okay, all right, cool. All right, so I see a bunch of people. All right, cool. Well, yeah, 1966, you could go out on that Ford dealership. You probably couldn't find it on eBay, I don't think, but you could go to a Ford dealership, and you could trade 2,500 paper dollars, your standard Federal Reserve notes, or U.S. currency, or 2,500 silver dollars, like a Peace dollar, Morgan dollar, etc. And you can have that car. Well, what if? What if you instead of chasing the babes, you decided to hold on to that money? You decided to, person A held on to the silver dollars, person B held on to the paper dollars. Well, what would that translate to today? Well, the person that held on to the paper dollars, we know, 2,500 might get you a down payment on a new car. You probably need a little bit more money, depending, unless you're going to one of those crazy financing deals. But if you had held on to 2,500 silver dollars instead of chasing the ladies, you held on to the silver dollars. You'd actually be able to pay. You'd be able to take those 2,500 silver dollars and flat out purchase 3 brand new Mustangs and have thousands left over. So here's the question: should we be teaching people, and for them and their family, to amass more assets that appreciate? Would that be beneficial? What if in this economy we didn't just save our currency, but we'd actually set aside some money, just a small amount of money, into actual appreciating assets? How would that play out, the scenario? Perhaps I wouldn't have ended up in foreclosure. Perhaps I wouldn't have lost all the money that I made in real estate, had I had the foresight to say, you know what, let me put some money into gold or silver. Let me put some money into some appreciating type of assets versus something I know that's declining, which is currency, right? Maybe that would have made sense. And so, I love this quote by Albert Einstein. He says, we can't solve problems, use the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. So we got to think a little bit differently. We got to think a little bit more creatively and more powerfully if we're going to change our outcomes. And so back in 2009, a company named Numis Network, they actually launched, and I had the absolute pleasure to get in early and see the company. Back when I got started, we didn't have much marketing going on, but I just loved the idea that I could help people increase their assets of their family. I love that. And I'll tell you, I had been in network marketing before, but I had never had success. I'd been in 11 different companies. I love the model, but one thing that always bothered me, and I'm curious. I'm curious if there's other people on here that have. I'll put the hands down, but I'm curious if other people had the same experience. One thing that always bugged me is I would bring people in and they just wouldn't have success. Did that ever bother anybody? That you bring in people that you believe in, you bring in your friends, you bring in your family members, you bring in strangers that you meet, and you're excited, you're fired up, you're pumped up, you believe in it, but you see so many people come into the business and they don't have success, and that kind of frustrates me. And what I loved about Numis Network, maybe one of the most powerful things about Numis, is that when I realized that if someone just stayed, if I brought someone in and someone just stayed on auto ship, that they would actually build assets for their family. Well, heck, that's a success. That's whether they build it as a business or not. Now, I know if they're getting, different products, shakes or juice or whatever, they may impact their health. That may be a cool thing. But over a period of time, I found that most people need to make a financial impact on their lives and their family, right? And so when I knew that just by getting someone on auto ship made them a success, that's when I got so excited about Numis, and that's why we got so excited about sharing this with so many people around the world. And so our cause is to help, not just you on here, but your family, your friends, your neighbors build assets during these financial times to help them in their future. I know that people with more assets than less, especially ones of appreciating nature, they're going to do better during any kind of financial time. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people predicting that we're going to have even tougher financial times, believe it or not. And so some of the secrets of the wealthy, what do? Well, they buy assets. They buy stocks, bonds, real estate, commodities, precious metals. Some of those tied to currency, not everyone is so sure about, but things, commodities, precious metals, gold, silver, numismatic coins, those are things that are very, very smart to have and to build into your family's future. And so the Numis solution is we help people create their very own asset development program. And imagine, owning something that will hold its value no matter what. What if 5 years ago I reached out to you and I said, hey, I have something that you have absolutely no risk. You're at minimum guaranteed to get exactly what you pay for it with no risk. Would that be a good deal? Some of us thought real estate was that way. And then some of us, like myself, we realized that we only had a business that worked in a good economy, right? And then that went away. But what if someone had come to you and said, hey, listen, this can only get better. At minimum, you get exactly what you paid for. That would be pretty powerful. There's not too many places that will tell you that. but I'm going to share with you here in a moment why Numis Network actually does that. And so our program is called the Silver Premier Club. We work with gold and silver coins from the world's leading government mints. Now, when I first saw this, I didn't collect coins. I didn't know anything about coins. You know, I wondered if they were Chuck E. Cheese tokens. I had no idea. I'm like, what are these? They're kind of colorful. Are they you know, milk chocolate, dark chocolate? What are they? Well, what they actually are is these are coins, precious metals. These are gold and silver made by the different mints around the world. And the government mints, not just, you know, Franklin Mint or Peppermint, but actually government issued coins that have the purity, that have gold and silver contained within them, and they're actually legal tender coins. And so these are the, you know, authenticated, graded, certified by the world's most respected third-party grading companies. They're precious metal plus a numismatic value, and they're graded perfectly. I don't know about you, but, you know, if you look at any kind of collectibles, I mean, I've collected baseball cards, stamps, football cards, jerseys. I've collected all kinds of different things. The one thing I know, you know, just by watching Antiques Roadshow or Pawn Stars or any of those kind of shows, is the things that are in better shape are worth a lot more. You know, there may be a huge difference. And so what Numis actually deals in is we deal in perfectly graded assets that people can easily collect to build their family's assets. Very powerful. There's a lot of different other things about Numis that I think is pretty cool. This gentleman, Keith Love, has a lot of different deals that he goes through, and they have a lot of family things as well. But here's one thing that really grabbed my attention. And this was something that at first I kind of shook my head and wondered, how the heck can they even do this? But what Numis has is an unprecedented guarantee. It's a 100% buyback guarantee, meaning if you and your family start amassing assets, okay? And some people are shaky and they're like, "Ooh, man, I'm nervous, you know, buying assets. I need to make money." Well, if you start amassing assets for you and your family, you have a 5-year 100% buyback guarantee. So that means at the end of 5 years, if you're not satisfied with the appreciation, if you're not satisfied with your collection, or heck, you just need cash, well, you can actually send it back into Numis and get 100% of what you paid. Now, if they have followed history, hundreds and hundreds of years, and they've actually appreciated in value, well, you would sell them through another venue, which, you know, we actually give you a couple suggestions on how to easily liquidate your coins if you have to. But isn't it neat that you even have that option? You see, most people, they get into a network marketing company, they're in it for a couple years, maybe they have success, maybe they don't, and they have all kinds of product that they can't do anything with. You know, take me for example. I've been in network marketing since 2006, and I've had, you know, anywhere from $100 to all the way up to, geez, $400 a month that I put into something. Well, what if since 2006, 6 years, I had been amassing assets every single month? Well, heck, whether I made a bunch of money or not, whether I won, you know, a bunch of trips or not, or a car or whatever, heck, just having that amount of assets would be pretty darn powerful. And to the fact that I have a 100% buyback guarantee is also pretty powerful. Now, you know, one thing that, you know, when people look at how to amass assets, I tell them, hey, the very best way for you to amass assets is to amass them for free. And so what Numis has is for every 3 people, now not just 3, but for every 3 people you refer who just become customers, you get your coin for free. You and your family get your asset for free. And so what if you referred 6 people? Well, you'd get 2 assets every month for free. Well, what if you referred 9 people? You'd get 3 assets every month for free. And, you know, imagine your family amassing assets at that nature for free. Now, we're not talking about some kind of consumable. We're not talking, and those are fantastic products as well. I mean, I love the coffees and the shakes and the juices. They're awesome. Personally, I never really wanted to do them as a business necessarily, but I love the fact that anyone I bring into this business, them and their family gets assets for free just by referring 3 people every single month, and there's no limit. There's absolutely no limit. We have financial planners that have referred, you know, a dozen people. They get 4 coins every month for free. That's pretty powerful. And so we also offer a great lifestyle. You know, I'm talking to you now from my home in Southwest Florida, but for the last 4 days or 5 days actually, I was in Cancun on the 8th vacation that I won with Numis Network. And that's something that's just so powerful that, you know, not only can you amass assets for your family, but if you choose, okay, only if you choose to actually consider having your own business and helping other people get their assets, helping other family members get assets or friends or whatever, help set themselves up for their financial future, then you can actually win trips. You can make money. You can do a lot of things, and we're going to cover some of that here tonight. So with your newest business, you can get your assets for free and create a better future. And so I want you to think about this. What would an extra $1,000 a month do for the average family? Now, some of you, maybe you just see the benefit and it just makes sense for you to amass assets for you and your family. I mean, I think every single family on planet Earth should be putting small amounts. Not everyone can put $1,000 a month into an asset development program, but everyone could maybe cut one coffee out and amass an asset each and every month for their family, for their future. What if we had done that 10 years ago? Man, we wouldn't have had such a dip and such a smack in the face when people lost their jobs and got fired and got laid off and all these different things. But what if you took it one step further and you actually started referring people and helping families amass more assets? Well, heck, you could very easily get up to $1,000 a month. And what if at the end of the month you had $1,000 just extra, just sitting there in an account or on a pay card or something like that, just an extra $1,000? Well, that could be a staycation. That could be, putting even more money into your, financial future. I mean, heck, you got insurance for your house, you got insurance for your car. Do you have insurance for your currency? There's a lot of people that are concerned about things like hyperinflation, or what happens if the dollar, fails. What happens in all those scenarios. And I read an interesting email today. And it said, it's pretty. I just want to feel the crowd out here. Let me put the hands down. Has anyone ever heard of when the government confiscated gold? You ever heard of that? You ever heard that thing? Oh, holy cow! A lot of you. A lot of people, man, you guys are smart. I had never heard of it until Numis. But, here's the reality. They didn't actually confiscate gold. They didn't go door to door and dragging citizens out by their hair and shaking their purses out. They actually just made it a crime to hold bullion, a certain form that, that's not necessarily what Numis does, but a certain form of gold. And but they didn't actually go door to door. Now, most people that are, pretty educated don't actually believe there will be a confiscation, but because it'd be too much overhead for the government. But is it possible? Is it possible that if the economy gets worse, that the government flips a switch and transfers your IRAs, 401ks, some of them are 201ks now, into U.S. savings bonds for the good of the country? Is that possible? Well, I think that is possible, and a lot of people do too. And that's why a lot of people believe in actually holding something physically, either gold, silver, numismatic coins, whatever. And if you had a way to do that with a tax advantage and earn an income and do all these different things that we're talking about, man, would that be pretty powerful? And you actually do. And so some of the advantages of your Numis business: it is a product that no one's offended by, no one's embarrassed of, no one has too much of. It's something that I wouldn't mind a garage full of, not that I would keep it in there. But, versus the other things that all the years that I collected, I would much prefer assets for me and my family. My family would have handled the economy downturn a whole lot better if we had more assets. And that's what we're talking about. That's what we're really we're so passionate about helping every person in the world collect more assets for their financial future, because I believe a storm is coming. I believe that there's going to be things happen in this world that are going to shock some people that aren't educated. And so our job, I feel my job, now that I've peeked behind the curtain and I've seen, some of the possibilities of some of the bad things that could possibly happen, I believe it's my job to help every single person in America and across the world get more assets to prepare them. And what if the financial doom doesn't come? Well, I still think having more assets makes a whole lot of sense. And so that's what we're so passionate about. And so understand you also get tax advantages with your home-based business, and that's just another thing. I'd like to pay Uncle Sam slightly less, not more, and we show people exactly how to do that. In fact, if you just look, I mean, these are, think about this. This is an income, okay, but it actually is. Because how many people, just curious, how many people spend at least $60 a month on their cell phone? Raise your hand if you spend at least $60. I spend a lot more because I got one of those unlimited plans, because I coach my team, I call people all the time, and I'm passionate about sharing this story. How many people spend at least $1,200 a year in travel? Well, I mean, that's probably even more people maybe, or spend at least $200 a month on meals. Well, guess what? When you have a home-based business that isn't tied to a brick and mortar or anything like that, you could be writing off a whole lot of these things, and so even your typical tax savings could be up to $300 a month, pretty darn easily. Just by having the home-based business in case you don't have one. And so people always ask me, they're like, all right, Ray, well, this actually sounds pretty cool, and this sounds like a pretty logical decision. What do I do? Well, it's real simple. It's a three-step process. Number one, you invite people to view this presentation that you're watching right now. They can either watch it live as a webinar, they can watch a recording. We actually give you the recording that you can use however you'd like. Number two, you follow up. You call them, you say, hey, did you get a chance to watch that presentation? Some of them will, some of them won't. That's okay. You follow up, and then you collect a decision. You ask them, well, is this something that you want to build a business and get some tax advantages, collect assets for your family, and actually produce an income by following these three steps? And if they say no, you say, well, okay, well, would you like to collect an asset every month for your family? And I'll tell you, you'd be shocked at how many people that I've seen that haven't been in network marketing ever before that say yes to this because they are getting them assets. They're actually getting assets for their family. And so I want to talk about, just for now, this is for the person that actually wants to make money. And not everybody is after this. I understand that. Some people just want to help their family out, and they just want to get an asset every month. That makes sense. I understand. Maybe you have plenty of money coming in and don't need tax advantages, and that's totally cool. But for those that do, I want to share with you how exactly you can get paid. Through retail profits, commissions, and bonuses are also paid weekly. And so here's you, and let's say that you're passionate about helping the world, and you think that there's at least a possibility that some kind of financial catastrophe or something could happen, and you go out and you start sharing with people and saying, hey, listen, guys, get your head out of the sand. Stop thinking that the government's going to figure things out, because I'm just not so sure about that. And you start helping people start their asset development program. Well, when you help somebody start their asset development program and they become an executive and get the Fast Track Collector Kit, you earn $100. That's a $100 Fast Track bonus. And I'm not going to go into all the bonuses. I'm just talking about one bonus right now. You go out there, you help another person, and you help another person. You're at $300 just by helping 3 families start to collect assets. And then it gets even a little bit more interesting. As you enroll that fourth, well, guess what? You're coded to this person. Some of you may be familiar with a coded bonus, but as that person goes out there and starts sharing people, you're going to get a 100% match on who they help. And so anytime they help someone that gets a Fast Track Collector Kit and gets enrolled, you earn a 100% match. And so let's say that person in your legacy team there is Joe, and Joe gets excited. He says, you know what? More people in this world need to know that they need assets. They need to have assets in their life, or else they're going to be, just crushed by the financial typhoon that's a coming. And so they get out there and they help some people. And they go out there and they enroll their 3. So they get their 3 people. They earn $300. You've now earned a total of $700 just in one of our 15 bonuses. That's just one bonus. And I'm not going to get too crazy and share every single bonus, but that goes on and on and on and on in a very quick fashion. With you only getting 4 people on board, you can very easily and quickly start to get people on board that do get excited, that are passionate about helping people. And hey, I love all the different products out there in network marketing, but what I know is not everyone has success. And sometimes that can weigh on us. Sometimes it can be like, you know what, man, I brought in my buddy Joe, he'd be so good at it, but he just isn't having success. Well, you know what, when you enroll people into Numis Network, they are guaranteed 100% success. Why? Because them and their family each and every month are getting an asset. And I'm going to make that argument. I'm going to just say, consider for a moment the benefits of being in Numis Network, of being in the Silver Premier Club and getting an asset each and every month. What would that be like for the people that you bring on board? I'm telling you, it could mean the absolute world to them. And so you also get paid residual income. Now listen, there's a lot of people that work really hard, okay, inside of network marketing, outside of network marketing. Those outside of network marketing, the only difference is they will continue to work hard for the rest of their life. In fact, we had a meeting at my house, about a month or 2 ago, and this guy came and he was watching a presentation, and he said, well, the problem is I got to work 70 hours a week. How many can identify with that? Hey, I've been there. I used to have to do that amount of work. Thankfully no longer, but I used to have to do that. And my wife turns to him without skipping a beat and said, "Ooh, God, how long you got to do that?" And he just looked like, oh. You see, in network marketing, you can work hard too, but the difference is you get paid over and over and over and over. I was in Cancun this weekend, hanging out by the infinity pool, by the pool bar, enjoying some delicious tropical drinks. And I had a gentleman say to me, "Hey, Ray, what'd you make your first month, hot shot? What'd you make in your first month in network marketing?" I said, "You know what? I have no idea because they're still paying me from my first month in network marketing." See, that's very different. They're not still paying me in my first month at my job that I used to have years ago. They stopped that. They fixed that discrepancy, right? But they're still paying me for my very first month that I joined Numis Network. It's so powerful. So you get to leverage your efforts. And leverage is earning not just from your own efforts, but plus the efforts of others. So as people get excited about this and they get passionate about our cause, because let me tell you, we're taking this worldwide. We're taking this message worldwide to help more families amass assets. And you know what? Some are going to build a business, some aren't. But every single person is going to have success because they're covered by a 5-year buyback guarantee, because they're able to refer 3 people and get theirs free, because them and their family is getting an asset each and every month. You know who this resonates with? You know, women are pretty excited about this. Do you know that? You know, women, when they look at the security of their family, they'll do almost anything for it. And that's what's so powerful. We're able to help, stay-at-home moms. We're able to help stay-at-home dads. We're able to help, women and men in the working force amass more assets, more security, more insurance into their family structure than any other company I've ever seen. Now, most companies are going to tell you, most network marketing companies, they preach it, and they say, hey, we're going to help people with their finances, but that's only the small percentage of people that will actually build their business. Whereas in Numis Network, it's 100% of the people. That's what gets me excited. And so there's also lifestyle rewards. We have a 6-star BMW car program. And by the way, when you hit 6-star director, you don't have to, the next month, re-up for that. When you hit 6-star, you actually pay 12 full months of your car. They give you $5,000 bonus. They cover 12 full months of your car payments. Pretty powerful, and we have tons and tons of luxury trips and awards. Again, I just got back from Cancun and an all-inclusive resort. I left my wallet at home because it was all inclusive. Everything was included. The drinks, the sushi, the noodles, the everything. All the food, all the drinks, all the excursions, all the hanging out at the pool and the hot tub, all included. And that's the way Numis rolls. It's awesome. And so here's how to get started. You were invited on here by somebody. Maybe you received an email. Maybe you saw it on Facebook. Maybe you saw it, somewhere else. Maybe someone picked up the phone and actually called you because they care about you and your family. They care about your financial future. You may or may not want to build a business. You may or may not want to win cars and trips and make tons of money. And it wouldn't be okay for me to say you're going to make $10,000 your very first month. But you may just want to amass more assets for your family and create more stability, more insurance, more security within your family infrastructure. And for that, I applaud you because I believe family is absolutely number one. Who's with me there? Who's with me and says family's number one? Hey, we all like to work hard and it makes sense to work, but everything is for our family. Everything's for that family. So I would think if anyone who knows that, you're going to do whatever it takes to help the stability and security of your family by being in Numis and being in the Civil Premier Club. And so the Numis Success System actually gives you all the business tools you need to get started, your own personalized website and videos, you get your online store, and the training support that you can count on. You do get your first asset. Clearly we want to help your family amass assets. We do get your first one with the Fast Track Collector Kit. You do get some training DVDs, some certificates and different things, and you get every single thing for $495. Now, $495 for the future security and stability of your family, I think is a pretty small investment. But when you invest in yourself, when you invest in your family unit and yourself and start amassing more assets, a lot of things open up for you. A lot of different things do. And I'll tell you, we put this out here just for disclosure reasons. Now, I am my rank is ambassador. Ambassador is not represented on here. It's actually higher than 6-star director. But, this is some of the average compensations. Now, just take a look at 3-star. Now, $6,000, extra a year, that's not, you haven't won the lotto yet, okay? But what if it took you 2 months? 2 months to make an additional $6,000 in a year and amass assets while you're doing it and write off taxes around $300 a month? Would that make sense? My goodness, would it? What if the average person just snapped into the system, hit 3-star in 2 months? God, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Well, what if you worked a little bit harder? What if you went a little bit past 3 months, made an additional 40,000? Now, I don't know about you, okay, because I'm not in the job force any longer. You know, I started Numis part time, and then I went full time my 4th month. But what if you put a little bit over 30 days? Now, I don't know what the workforce is like, you know, and you guys, you know, you tell me. But I imagine. You know, I imagine that it's not that easy to go to your boss right now and say, "Hey, I'd like an extra $40,000 a year." I don't think that's likely. I think most people would say no, thank you. And you know, and then what if it took you a full year to reach an additional $100,000? Would that be worth it? My goodness. And keep in mind this is extra. You know, most people that are in Numis are part time. They do this part time. You're seeing part time numbers. You know, there's hardly anyone that starts Numis full time. What if you were full time? You blow these numbers away. It's absolutely powerful. And so imagine what if you were able to travel the world. And here's some of my good friends. You know, Don LaChance, you know, is just so awesome. You know, throwing the football back and forth with him in Cancun. There's Jacques and Michelle up in New York. There's my good friends Erwin and Eva. Had a blast with them. Let me tell you, this guy can do the robot. He can do all kinds of crazy dances. I'll tell you, these Canadians, they're taking over the dance scene. I'm just, you know, just a warning. That's the next wave to look out for from the big wave. What if you could spend more time with your family? No, I look at some of these individuals that I've grown, you know, so close to. My good friend Carmen. I think she's on here tonight. Hey, Carmen. Olu and Rosalind. These are people, you know what? You could hand them $1 million, or you could tell them they could spend more time with their family. They're going to pick family every time. These are people that care about the financial stability and of their family unit, and they also want to spend more time with them. So I've spent, you know, time with all of these families here in different Numis vacations and different Numis events. Just we're one big family here. What if you didn't have to worry about job security or finances? You know, this is something that I'm the guy that I was in. I know where you're going from. I was talking to a gentleman today, and he said, "Ray, man, I'm about to lose my house." And I said, "Well, I lost, I lost quite a few. You know, as a real estate investor in Florida, I got smacked right in the teeth. But you know what? I love what Walt Disney says. He says sometimes a kick in the teeth is the very best thing for you. And you know, you may not know it at the time, but it was the best thing for me because it helped me find this. It helped me find my purpose. It helped me find an avenue and a platform where I can impact people all over the world and actually help families. Now I know, you know, you may be watching this and maybe you're in another network marketing company. Unfortunately, we don't conflict with you. Okay, you can be in those other companies, and I think they're fantastic. I love some of the other companies, and in fact, I get a lot of different products. But here's what I know. Whether you love your company or not, you love your family more. I hope. I hope that's the case. I hope that no matter what company you're in, you love your family more than that company or that job or that occupation, because family is always going to be there for you. And so I hope that you see you at least consider the benefits of helping your family amass more assets. That's what I think is so powerful. What if you could help people build their assets? Help, you know, not just people, but families. That's what we're talking about. You know, I'm so passionate about helping families out there, and just understand that you can. You know, here's a lot of my friends here. From my good friend Jordan. Jordan, just an awesome guy up in Colorado. My man Steve out of North Carolina. Adam Chandler, Bill and Michelle, Rob Ford, Jim Lewis. Diane Kennedy, you may have seen her before. She's a Numis Rep, but she also co-authored a book with Robert Kiyosaki. You may have heard of him. My man Benny Morris is on here today. Just so many individuals from all over the world. We got Tito down there in the bottom left, and his beautiful wife. Also a fantastic Canadian dancer. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But this is something you can do. Some of you are going to want to build it a business. Okay. Some of you are just going to want to amass an asset. And some of you are on here tonight just to check this out. What I encourage you to do is I encourage you to get back with the person that invited you. Get back with them and get your question answered and join us. Join us in this mission of helping every single person. You may know people that said no to your network marketing company or have nothing to do with network marketing, but they have a family that they care about. And so I hope that you connect with them and just say, hey, do you think it makes sense? Do you at least consider the sense that it may make if you just help your family get an asset each and every month? And that's what we're so passionate about. And so what I'd love to do is I'd love to bring out some existing Numis reps. You know, if you're on here and you have a microphone, why don't you raise your hand? I'd love to bring you out and just ask you a real quick question. So raise your hand if you're on. Okay, all right. So let me see. All right, so let me see if I can bring out my friend. Hey, Toby. Toby, can you hear me?
Yes, Ray. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you, my dear?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Let me ask you just one real simple question, Toby. How long have you been in Numis Network?
Just under a year.
Just under a year. How much would you say you've amassed for your family in assets? Just a roundabout figure. How much in assets have you amassed for you? You don't have to talk about income. I'm just talking about what have you roughly amassed in assets for your family?
Um, I don't, uh, I don't know, 25, anywhere between 2,500, $5,000. Probably closer to $5,000.
So around five, just being on auto ship. Now you happen to have had some success. You've brought some people in. We're not even talking about that. Just for your family, just by being on auto ship, you've been able to amass around $5,000. That is so. I mean, let me ask you this, and I like that we got you out here first. What does that mean to you? What does it mean that you have helped your family amass more assets? What does that mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think it's great. We're very excited about the fact that every month we open up our auto ship and it's just building our assets for us as opposed to being a liability to us.
Nice.
We've been in other network marketing companies before, and we had to throw out some of the product because it expired,
Right.
and we never have to throw this out. It'll never expire. It's just going to grow in value.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Thank you so much, Toby. Let me see.
Thanks for calling me out.
You got it. You got it. So let me see who else we got here. I believe this is my good friend. Is that Amy Joe?
Hey, Ray.
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
Hey. I'm just recovering from Cancun. What a blast.
We had some fun. Saw you out there cutting a
We
rug
did.
on the dance floor, and
Yeah.
we just had some a blast. So same question, Amy. You got your son Ronan, which I just love that name.
Mhm.
What you've been in Numis for a little bit. What kind of assets have you built? You don't have to talk about income or all the trips that you've won, or how many trips have you won, by the way?
This was my second. This was my second, and
Second
not
trip
my
that you
last, I'll tell you that.
second trip that you've won. You don't have to talk about incomes. You've had some major success, and but let me ask you this: what kind of assets have you helped your family amass?
I was thinking about that the other day, and I loosely, I'd say somewhere near $8,000 worth of
Eight thousand
assets.
dollars. That I mean, that's just
Yeah.
so awesome. That's
And
so
that doesn't
cool.
include my son's assets because I just got him his own Silver Premier Club membership for his birthday.
Ooh,
So he started
nice.
his own collection. He's 12, and so hopefully his will be as big, or if not bigger than mine
Now,
someday.
what does that mean to you? Like, what is that? Is that just, we got some coins? Is it like that, or is it to give you any kind of confidence or any kind of, I don't know, you look at the future a little bit differently, or what does that mean to you?
I look at it like this. Like I have a stepdaughter too who's about to go into college, and I look at all these kids coming out of college with all mountains of debt, and I think, my kids, they're gonna not only come out of college with mountains of assets, but they're going in. They're going in with assets.
Wow.
They're coming out with assets, and I want them to have an easier, better, faster start than I did, and not have to wait until they're my age to start collecting assets. Imagine how wealthy and secure they'll be from starting when they're 12 and she's 18. I mean,
Wow.
imagine, you know,
That's
that's
just so
huge to me.
awesome. Thank Amy. I appreciate you so much, and always look forward to
Thanks.
communicating with you. I will.
Thanks,
Thank you
Ray.
so much. Thanks for jumping out here.
Okay.
All right, let's see if let me bring out one more person. We've heard it from the ladies. Enough with the ladies, right? I'm just kidding. We always love the ladies. Let me see if I can bring out my fellow Hoosier, David Hoyt. David, are you there?
I am. How you doing, Ray?
What's up, big guy? How's Indiana right now?
Absolutely wonderful. We could use some rain.
Well, we got plenty of it down here for you.
I know it. If we could just spread that out.
I'll ship you some, David. Now, David, share with us what's your occupation, big guy?
Well, I do a lot of financial planning and estate planning.
Okay, so you're pretty familiar with all the concepts I talked about here tonight, then, right?
I am, but became a lot more familiar.
Since being in Numis. Uh oh, did I lose you? Hello. Oh, bummer. I think we may have lost my friend David. David. Where are you? Okay, David went bye bye. That's okay. All right, David. Well, we love you. Now, David, actually, kind of funny thing. David has actually, he's getting his coin for free. He's actually getting multiple coins for. Oh, can you hear me now?
Did I lose you?
Oh, I can hear you now, David. You're back. And you're gone. That's okay. All right. So maybe he's getting that rain, or maybe I'm getting rain. I don't know. But David was able to refer a few people, and he's actually getting 3 or 4 coins each month for free, and that's just by helping people start amassing more assets for their family. And so is Toby. Actually, I forgot to mention this. Toby is getting, I believe, 2 coins now for free. So congratulations on that. That's just awesome. And so, well, let me. All right, you're back, David. Can you hear me? So, David,
I actually lost you for about a minute, so I don't have a clue what you said.
Oh, okay. So, David, real quick before, as long as we're still connected here, how much, now you've referred some people, you're getting a couple coins for free, or how does that work?
I'm getting 2, but I hope by the end of this week it's a lot more significant than that. I've got a large group of people that I'm meeting with tomorrow.
Cool.
And we're going to feature the Silver Premier Club in that meeting. We've had a lot of fun collecting the assets, so that's been a tremendous value to us, and so we've enjoyed the whole process. I might share with you real quickly,
Sure.
Jim Bandy, who's doing well at getting new customers. He keeps it real simple. He simply shows them the fun time, the silver bulletin, and then tells them the advantages. And he says it's been really easy to get customers.
That's awesome. And David, if you had to guess, and I know this will be a round number, but well, heck, as a financial planner, maybe you know more. But how much in assets have you and your family amassed since being in Numis?
I think, well, we've got over 400 coins now, so
Wow.
I don't know what that number is, to be honest, but it's pretty significant.
That's awesome, man. And that what I think is pretty powerful is, as a financial planner, I would assume that credibility is a pretty big factor for you, and yet you're comfortable talking to people about Numis.
Oh, tremendously comfortable. One of the things that I share is everything I do is in the way of guaranteed growth and protection of income and assets. And when you have a company like Numis with the Silver Premier Club, where you are guaranteeing that they have value in 5 years, it fits right in with the very philosophies that I have about helping people. So there's no risk. They have an opportunity to grow their assets without risk. And it's simply showing people how to move money from paper that's depreciating to silver that's appreciating.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, so simple, makes so much sense. Gosh, so cool. All right, well, thank you, my friend. I will probably see you in Orlando here in a month or so.
Yeah, I will, and sorry for the technical difficulty.
No problem at all, my friend. I'll see you soon. Well, there you have it, folks. If this is something that resonates with you, and you think it's a good idea to at least consider to get assets for you and your family, then I would encourage you to get back with the person that invited you. If you do have questions, get those answered. If you want to build a business, we can show you how to do that. In fact, here in 20 minutes, we're actually doing or about 17 minutes, we're doing, I'm going to be teaching, as the #1 income earner in the company, I'm going to be teaching you how to expand on those 3 very simple steps and build your business quickly, how you can build a very serious income and some assets within the next 90 days. So make sure you join us. That's for members only. Get back with, if you're a guest on here, get back with the person that invited you, whether it's through email, whether it's Facebook, call, in person, etc. Get back with that person, get your questions answered, and get excited about helping you and your family. And I'll see you guys on the 9 o'clock webinar. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
The organizer hit end.